And what are we complaining about today? Welcome to Psych Perspectives. This is probably going to be one of my longer videos. I'm going to definitely cite perspectives. I'm going to share my opinion and thoughts. I'm also going to play devil's advocate and look at different perspectives. I don't know all of the perspectives, so if you would like to join, drop your perspectives in the comment box, okay? Let's communicate. But let's discuss or dissect the situation with R. Kelly and Jussie Smollett, because I haven't really made any updates on the Jussie Smollett case, even though there's been all kinds of updates, which is so weird because when everything was negative and was painting him out to be a liar, everybody, including myself, we were making posts, making videos, new articles, tweeting and re-tagging. But now that there are other information popping up that's showing him in a positive light, literally showing that, hey, he probably didn't make this up. None of us, including myself, have been talking about it. But let's get into it. First, let's start off with R. Kelly. So R. Kelly posts bail, all right? Heads to McDonald's where he allegedly used to scout teenage girls. If this isn't the most bizarre shit. As the dog returns to its vomit, this is also by The Root. I'm gonna read different sections of articles too, because again, I want to show as much as I can. As a dog returns to his vomit, so an alleged rapist repeats his McDonald's order. Mere minutes after posting bail after pleading not guilty to 10 felony counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse, 52-year-old R&B singer R. Kelly returned to the Rock and Roll McDonald's, a flagship location that was once held as the busiest McDonald's on the planet. Kelly has been known to frequent the popular hangout spot for teenagers with his entourage and security in tow. Kelly's $100,000 bond was paid by a 47-year-old business owner from the Chicago suburb of Romeoville, who identified herself as a friend of the Grammy winner. Kelly will have around a week to arrange for payment of the $169,000 he owes in back child support to avoid another stint behind bars. This is some crazy shit. Isn't it just bizarre that, on one side, if you don't pay your child support, you're going to go to jail. And if you go to jail, then you're physically not going to be in the child's life. On the flip side, why create children that you are not financially and physically supporting? You know what I mean? So it's so many angles to the child support. I might do a video on that too. Right, he is due back in court on March 6th for a hearing related to his child support debt. It's really ridiculous. And you want to know, I'm going to leave links to all of this in the description box below. You want to know what's also very telling about this 47-year-old business? And of course, I'm not going to be posting the pictures because you can look at it yourself. But what's extremely strange that nobody talks about? I mean, nobody talks about? You know who bailed R. Kelly out? Allegedly, that 47-year-old person, that is a black woman who allegedly owns a daycare center. Isn't this odd? I mean, this shit just gets more and more and more bizarre. This shit gets more and more and more and more bizarre, okay? You own a daycare center to protect, a place where children go to be watched while their parental figures are at work or are busy doing other things. Also, not only are you being watched, but you're supposed to be learning and bonding and getting that social interaction with other children. It's a learning experience, it's a social experience, it's a safety net. Yet, a 47-year-old woman who owns a daycare center has $100,000 to bail out a suspected, alleged sexual predator. If that ain't the strangest, bizarre shit, and now I get why they say truth is stranger than fiction, and that is very true. Because this shit, this is bizarre as hell. Like, you can't even really... I don't really know how you go about going around that, right? But then on the flip side, Psych Perspectives. Woman who paid bond assists he's not a monster. This is off of TMZ. Again, I'm going to try to share as much, all right? R. Kelly was bailed out by a woman who believes he's innocent, at least for now. And she says simply stepped up to the plate to help a friend in need. Valencia P. Love is the Chicago businesswoman who reportedly covered the $100,000 bond Monday to secure Kelly's release and says there are three sides to every story. Kelly sides, there's the alleged victims and the truth, which I totally agree. There are so many multiple sides, you know, and that is so true. You got their side, his side, and the truth. Love also insists Kelly is not a monster and says there are much worse problems in Chicago, like hundreds of Catholic priests being accused of sex abuse and missing women named Kira Coles. Valencia makes it clear she's not condoning any of the allegations, saying if he did it, he is wrong, but believes Kelly should get the chance to clear his name. As for the bond money, Love claims the $100,000 wasn't hers. She also refused to say who did put it up. She claims the singer is not hard up for cash, and she merely helped him get out a few days early. So again, we don't really know Valencia, right? She says it's not her money. It was somebody else's money, but she was the one that did the transaction to get him out of jail. And she also says that, R. Kelly is not really hard up for money. So, Psych perspectives. He could well not have any issues. This could well be more of a publicity stunt to paint an image. Who knows? A different image, to sway the minds. And she is right. There is a lot of sexual abuse that's been going on for centuries. The Roman Catholic Church, the priests. What's also been going on? Sexual abuse in the Black community. It's also been going on for a very long time. So it's almost like she's trying to project or gaslight, because it's like, oh, but what about them? They're doing it. But two wrongs don't make a right. So you be the judge. Share your perspectives in the comment box below. R. Kelly also supposedly has insiders who may have helped R&B star with sexual abuse. And this is being said by the prosecutors. And I hate when they are playing commercials and you don't know where the commercial is coming from. I have to get out of that. Anyways, after R. Kelly met a girl celebrating her 16th birthday at a restaurant, it was his manager who handed her Kelly's business card with the R&B star's personal phone number on it and telling the teen that Kelly wanted to give him a call, according to prosecutors. All of this is on Fox News. Links will be in the description box below. What I just read is also, it's disgusting and sick, but it's not surprising because a lot of sexual predators, a lot of abusers and toxic people, regardless of the wrongful things they're doing, they have what I call flying monkeys, aka people that they've manipulated into thinking that they are okay or good. They always have somebody or multiple people doing their bidding for them. Pay attention to that, right? They always have somebody else that's literally luring victims into the situation, okay? The 52-year-old singer and songwriter was charged last week with sexually abusing a girl once a month for a year after she retrieved the card from her mom's purse and phoned Kelly. And all prosecutors accuse him of abusing 4 females, 3 of whom were between the ages of 13 and 17. Now, remember, she retrieved the card from her mom's purse, okay? And she got the card from R. Kelly's manager at the 16 girl's birthday, her 16th birthday. So you know where I'm going with this. We cannot turn a blind eye to these parents. People always, oh my God, but the parents didn't know. How do we not know they didn't know? And then also, there's already been allegations about R. Kelly being a sexual predator. And I'm sure her parents knew that and heard about that. And yet, her mother kept the card that she received from R. Kelly's manager, and she knew that her 16-year-old daughter was going to see R. Kelly once a month for a year, where she was allegedly sexually abused by R. Kelly. These parents are putting their children in harm's way, and they need to be sitting up there on the stand right along with R. Kelly and his manager and everybody else that played a role in this sick shit if this stuff actually happened. That's my personal opinion. You let me know what you think. Kelly is looking at the possibility of decades in prison if convicted, but there's no official word on whether the manager or anyone else in his inner circle might face charges for complicity in any abuse or for failing to report abuse if they expect it. Again, like I said, I believe anybody that was complicit in this, whether it's the parents, whether it's the manager, whoever it may be, right along with R. Kelly, if this stuff actually happened, should be going to prison. They should be held accountable. All 50 states require that certain professionals, including doctors and teachers, report any suspicion of child abuse, but only around a third mandate all adults do. Kelly's home state of Illinois is not among them. Isn't that weird? You would think that anybody, especially adults, who suspect or witness or see, hear, or think that sexual abuse is going on, that they should be reporting it to authorities, but only 1/3 of the states do. And all 50 states require certain professionals. So only, for example, doctors and teachers. Strange, right? More than 10 Kelly associates, such as agents and security guards, could be exposed to criminal liability in the Chicago case for staying silent about abuse or actively assisting Kelly, said Michael Avenatti, a lawyer for 2 Kelly's accusers. Remember, Michael Avenatti ended up getting 2 video footages of R. Kelly allegedly having sex with underage girls in video, okay? Look at this. Kelly could have not accomplished this for 28 years without the assistance of others who looked the other way because they didn't want the R. Kelly gravy train to end. Which, this is another psych perspective or opinion for me, is money really is the root of all evil, in my humble opinion. Because greed comes from, constantly wanting it. And a lot of people are greedy over money. And a lot of people will overlook abuse and horrible things and do horrible things themselves and abuse other people in the pursuit to money. But the funny thing is, money really doesn't buy happiness. Because look at R. Kelly, he's fucking miserable. A lot of your wealthy and rich people, miserable. Look at a lot of your greedy people, miserable. All right? Anyways, all this will be in the description box below. Let's talk about Jussie Smollett. You know me, I'm gonna continue to make these videos. Make sure you drink your water. Water is good for you. Water really is life. All right. I'm on BET Network. I go to I go to very different videos and websites and articles. Because, you're never going to get the full picture just by looking at one thing, okay? But FBI source claims Chicago police overstated their case against Jussie Smollett. Throughout the unfolding of drama surrounding Jussie Smollett's hate crime case, many have questioned the motives and the methods of the Chicago Police Department, thanks to the department's past history. Okay? Again, your track record says a lot about you. Now, this isn't to say that you can't change. Past behavior is the best predictor for future behavior, and that's just following patterns, right? Now we might be adding the federal investigation to the list of those calling them out. Previously, Chicago Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson said in a press conference that Smollett himself wrote the hateful letter he received on January 22nd, a whole week before the hate crime, and sent it to himself. TMZ is now reporting that the FBI says Chicago police were overstating what they said Jussie sent the letter to himself. Initially, it was reported that Smollett got the hate mail prior to his alleged attack and became frustrated with the lack of attention it garnered. Later, sources and the Chicago Police Department implied that Smollett sent himself the letter. Now the FBI is reportedly taking a step back from the conjecture to dig deeper into the facts. A federal law enforcement source told the celeb news website, quote, "I think Eddie Johnson, the Chicago police superintendent, went too far. We are not there yet. Authorities are reportedly trying to determine if the pages have the lettering found in the letter. They are also checking the postage stamp against stamp found in Abel and Ola Ozendero apartment. The 2 Nigerian brothers deny sending the letter. Previously, we reported that the check made out to the brothers was for training and meal plans based on the payments memo. To say Jussie gained weight and needed to lose 20 pounds for a photo shoot, which is why he hired the 2 brothers. Sources close to Smollett and TMZ claimed the breakdown of the $3,500 payment, which Chicago Police Department says was for the January 29th attack, was $600 a week for the workout plan and $100 a week for the nutrition plan for 5 weeks. The Nigerian brothers also previously claimed the payment was for training in a statement they relayed to the grand jury. Once again, this proves that we can't take any news about this case at face value and must wait for the facts to emerge, which is probably why there's so many metaphors and quotes when they say sometimes you got to take shit with a grain of salt, right? Because it could be true and it could be false, and there's a lot of gray space going on. Again, isn't it odd that when there's actually positives and like truths coming out that could possibly prove that Jussie Smollett is telling the truth and nobody is talking about that? It's like we've writ him off, oh, he's a liar. But now that the FBI is actually investigating the Chicago Police Department, who has a track record of being corrupt, but let's face it, the FBI also has a track record of being corrupt. But remember what I said, people can change their behavior, people can learn and do the right thing. However, take it with a grain of salt, right? Think about it. Psych perspective, share your thoughts. Days ago, this is off of Fox News, okay? Links will all be in the description box below. Chicago police say they have more evidence. Jussie Smollett staged hate crime. Isn't it funny that Fox News is talking about that, but then BET is talking about the FBI doing their own investigation? Pay attention. I'm just saying, pay attention. All right, Chicago Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson claimed that there is a slew of evidence that Empire star Jussie Smollett staged his own hate crime. Quote, "Let me just put out there first and foremost right now that he still has the presumption of innocence until he has his day in court," Johnson told his host, Robin Roberts, on Good Morning America Monday, which is true. In this country, including R. Kelly, you are presumed innocent until you are found guilty. Johnson reiterated that Smollett, 36, described the January 29th incident as a hate crime, and the Chicago police treated it as such. Johnson noted that even though the actor said his 2 alleged attackers were masked, Smollett, quote, was able to say he's seeing around their eyes that at least one was white-skinned. This is what Eddie Johnson, the superintendent of the Chicago Police Department, was saying. Jussie Smollett's Empire dad on the show Empire, Terrence Howard, plays his father. Supports actor amid hoax claims. All right? The entire time we investigated the incident, he was treated like a victim, Johnson added, who is the Chicago Police Department superintendent. Smollett was charged Wednesday with felony disorderly conduct amid allegations of filing his false police report. He turned himself in at a central booking early Thursday. If convicted, he is facing up to 3 years in prison. 3 years in prison if convicted. A judge set Smollett's bond for $100,000 on Thursday. Again, I'm going to leave links to all of this in the description box below. I'm going to say something that people may disagree with, may agree with. I don't care, because this is for me. It's for you, it's for you. Pray for I pray for everybody. I really do. I pray for R. Kelly and his victims, for Jussie Smollett and the brothers. I pray for the police department and the citizens. I pray for everybody, because you know what? You don't know what people are going through, and you don't know what they're doing and what they're thinking. So I just pray. But let's get into it. Back to the Black community. Remember, I said we're going to talk about a lot in this video. I want you to talk. I want you to drop your thoughts and perspectives if you are comfortable and willing to do so. Your water, Black community. Man, we are a bizarre group of people, because we literally are walking contradictions, and I'm really starting to learn that life itself is a contradiction. Live and you learn, right? The reason why I say we're walking contradictions is on one side, you have two people of color, two perceived to be men of color, or two perceived to be Black men, right? One is seen as being heterosexual, even though there's allegations that that might not necessarily be the case. And the other one is seen as being homosexual, even though he has stated that he is in love with people. He will sleep with a woman if he wants to. Pay attention to what I just said. Isn't it funny when R. Kelly literally made a song talking about he has slept with men, or he has slept with people of the same gender loving. People have come out and said that he's done this. He actually made a song, yet people are in such denial. The black community, people are literally saying, no, he's straight, he's heterosexual. Jussie Smollett literally said in an interview in 2015 that, and Lee Daniels also said the same thing, oddly enough, that even though, you know, we see them as being homosexual, they actually have said this themselves, that they don't really go with the whole labeling per se, because if they're in love with a woman or sexually attracted to a woman, they'll sleep with a woman. It said this, yet nobody believes them. Yet R. Kelly makes a song letting you know that yes, I've done things, some sexual things with other men, yet you're straight, nobody believes you. Isn't it weird, like the cognitive dissonance that goes on, and like the utter denial and the projection that we do with each other, with other humans, especially in our own communities that we're around. It's just so mind-boggling. I said sometimes you just sit back and you see the life, and Shakespeare said this, you know, this is all a show. It's just the world is a stage, and you're all actors, and everyone's putting on masks. Back to the black community. Drop your perspectives, drop your thoughts, if you're willing to do so, in the comments. Links to everything will be in the description box. And you can share links and articles and everything too. So, you know, communicate. Let's learn from each other, okay? Back to the black community. Another thing is very odd. Also the fact that black women, I'm gonna do some videos on this too, all are also the ones who are being sexually abused and assaulted by black men and other men who are not black and other men who are not of color, men of color, being victimized. You're also the one trying to be the savior all the damn time. So on one aspect, you got black women and girls who have been abused sexually, emotionally, financially. You've got black men who have been abused sexually, and emotionally, and financially, and mentally. You've got women who've abused people. You've got men who've abused people. Same of our other truth, where we know abuse happens. Many of us have dealt with it and been through it, and many of us have inflicted it. And we'll turn around and be like, yeah, but I can't really believe what you're saying, and you don't really know if that happened. But then when it was done to you and people were saying the same shit, you were so hurt. You were in such disbelief. You couldn't believe that people wouldn't believe that what you went through happened. Isn't that funny? Because like I said, people are walking contradictions, and life itself is a contradiction. You know what? I'm probably gonna have to make this into a part 2, and there's gonna probably be other videos coming out because I'm tired of talking. This is bizarre to say the least. Again, there's your side, their side, and then there's the truth. Drop your thoughts.